MLB is currently not making an effort to end this lockout that has been the league's first work stoppage in 26 years and has been currently ongoing for about 3 weeks at this point. They have not met since that CBA expired the night of December 1st, and they know it's bad, but they're refusing to do it. Later in this article, they mentioned that they enforced the lockout, or Rob Manfred did rather, for the sake of them getting to an agreement. He's like, let's just do the lockout and then we'll have a lot of time to bang this thing out because no one's going to have anything to do, which in theory is good, but to the fans and to the players it probably comes off as they had no idea what they were doing anyway, so they just didn't have much of a choice. And it's been extremely disappointing. I've talked about it a lot on my podcast as well as just in the past few videos, but it's just all around ugly. They tried to meet on Thursday the 16th, which was this article, and Union didn't want to comment on it. MLB said that the league suggested the Thursday meeting, so they were the ones trying to initiate the meeting. And this is really what sums it up right here. The league believes the union didn't treat it as a real deadline. The union believes that the league spent more time enumerating topics on which it would not negotiate instead of actually negotiating. And the beautiful part right here, both claims probably have merit, but none of them really matter. It's just they're not doing anything, so it doesn't matter who did what, who said what to who, and it's just ridiculous. So moving along, though, they're not at the point of losing any games, but people are kind of drawing away from MLB already. It's not like other leagues where there's constant hype in the offseason. It happened to be the case this year because people were expecting this deadline, so they didn't want to wait to sign, which is why there were nearly $1.5 billion in contracts dished out, with about a third of those coming from Texas. And you can see it talks about other sports. Formula One won a huge title, or there was a huge title win, rather, in Formula One. Steph Curry shattered the three-point record on Tuesday, which I did watch that game. And then NFL's got its playoffs soon. And what's MLB doing? Twiddling their thumbs? Quite literally locked out of doing anything. The funny example they gave down here in this article was Red Sox on Twitter. They just did a thing where they're like, hey, every 100 likes will make Pedro's bubble bigger, and they just did that because they can't post about any players on the 40-man roster, and really not many active players unless you're in the minor leagues, which that's what you may have seen on the Rangers Twitter page. They've done some of that, so they're really not even trying, and no one thinks it's going to happen before the year turns to 2022. So they just need to negotiate, quite simply. And for those unaware, some of the things that the owners were proposing was to make players a free agent at almost 30 years old, as well as allocating some of the bonus money to young players by taking out their pension money. It's just ridiculous. And once again, it is on both sides. The players ask for a ton of things, and obviously when they don't get it, they're like, what the heck? We were supposed to get this thing. So it's just, I don't know how no one is motivated to meet before this, because no one is making any money. No one is able to do anything. You can't use players' names, images on website, TV, online. And at the bottom there, as I mentioned earlier, he wanted to impose the lockout because of the desire, to drive the process forward to an agreement. And then it seems he turned off his phone. So super disappointing stuff there. But there's really not much else to say. If y'all have any thoughts in the comments, let me know. And I've said this about every time, but hopefully the next time I'm making a video on this, it is good news. It is an ending, hopefully. But until then, we'll just be waiting. And until that day comes, I will talk to y'all later.